Today's topic is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia. In linear motion, every object oppose the change in states of rest and states of uniform motion. This virtue of the objects is known as inertia. In linear motion, every object opposes the change in state of rest and state of motion. This virtue is known as inertia. Mass of the object is the measurement of inertia. It means inertia is measured with the help of the mass of the object. Mass is the measurement of inertia. Higher is the mass, higher will be the inertia. Lower is the mass, lower will be the inertia. For example, the inertia of a truck will be more in comparison to the inertia of a car. Similarly, in the same way, objects opposes the change of state, change in state in rotational motion. In the same way, objects opposes its change in a state in rotational motion. Rotational motion. In rotational motion, this virtue is known as inertia, moment of inertia. If an object of mass m is rotating about an axis, this one is axis, an object, its mass is m, rotating at a distance r on this path, and the moment of inertia of this object will be mr square. It is the axis of rotation. If an object of mass m is rotating about an axis at a distance r, then its moment of inertia will be mr square. SI unit of moment of inertia of I, moment of inertia, because of I is mr square. The unit of mass is kilogram, unit of r means meter square. The SI unit of moment of inertia. Same way the CGS unit will be gram into centimeter square. The dimensional formula of moment of inertia will be dimensional formula of I, because I is mr square. So dimensional formula will be m L2 and T0. The dimension of mass in moment of inertia is 1, and the dimension of length in moment of inertia will be 2. The dimension of time in moment of inertia will be 0. If an object is rotating about any axis, then we will find the moment of inertia of the total body by finding the moment of inertia of each particle of the body. For example, this one is the object of any shape, axis, it is rotating about this axis, this point. Here is the mass m1, here is mass m2, here is mass m3, and so on. The distance from r, from O, that is r1, this one is r2, it is r3. Then the moment of inertia, the object is made up of particles. whose masses are m1, m2, m3 and so on. That's mn. The distances of these particles from the axis of rotation are r1, r2 and r3. Distances from axis of rotation are r1, r2 and so on. That's Rn. And the moment of inertia of particle having mass m1 will be, suppose I1, that's m1 and r1 square. For m2, I2 will be m2 and r2 square. For nth particle, for mn, In will be mn into rn square. The moment of inertia of the total body will be the sum of the mi of each particle. I will be I1 plus I2 plus I3 and so on plus In. It means I will be m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square and so on plus mn rn square. We can write this one in simplest form. So I will be sigma mi ri square. I is equals to from 1 to n. Simply we can write this one sigma mr square. It means is m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square, this one, and plus mn rn square. With the help of this formula, we will find the mi of the body which is rotating about any axis. Now, with this formula, we are unable to find the value of practically because we don't know the masses of each particle of an object and then the distances of each particle from the axis of rotation. Practically, it is impossible. If we change the axis of rotation, then the distances will change. So practically, with the help of this formula sigma mr square, we are unable to find the moment of inertia of any object. So the next topic is radius of gyration. That's k. It is the distance of center of mass of the body from the axis of rotation. The main thing about the radius of gyration is that if we multiply the total mass of the body, that's capital M, to the square of radius of gyration, that's k square, then the value of mk square will be equal to the mi of the body, which is find by sigma mr square. Or we can also write that mk square will be sigma mr square, or k will be square root of sigma mr square divided by capital M. It means we can write this one k is equals to square root of m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus mn rn square whole divided by capital M. Capital means total mass of the object, that's m1 plus m2 plus mn. Unit of k will be, it is radius, so its unit will be meter. Now the angular momentum. It is denoted by L or J. The moment of linear momentum is known as angular momentum. The moment of linear momentum is known as angular momentum. Suppose this one is any object. This one is any object. It is free to rotate about this axis. It is free to rotate. Axis of rotation. Now, consider a particle of this object at point P. Its mass is m. Because this object is rotating, suppose the velocity of this particle is v, then the momentum will be mv, p will be mv. This point is O. This distance is r. The angle between r and p is theta. Then the angular moment of this particle having mass m at p will be j will be p into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation. This is momentum p. We very well know that momentum of this particle having mass m, velocity v will be m into v. So j will be p into what the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance will be this one. Both this point is n. So perpendicular distance will be ON into ON. From triangle ONP, the value of ON will be R sine of theta. We can easily find. So J will be P into R sine of theta. Number 1. In vector notation, we can write this one. J vector will be P R sine of theta and n cap. We will write this one. J will be R cross P. Here J is axial vector. The direction of J is given same as that of torque by right hand rule. The axial vector, if an object is rotating anti-clockwise, then the direction of J will be upward along the axis of rotation. The object is moving clockwise, then the direction of J will be downward along the axis of rotation. The momentum of the particle having mass m, but the object is made up of so many particles. If masses of the particles of the body or of the object are m1, m2 and so on, mn, the velocities of the particles, linear velocities of the particles are v1, v2, v3 and so on. So the linear momentum, the angular momentum of the objects of the particles will be angular momentum of the particles will be J1, J2 and so on. Here J1 is R1 cross P1, J2 is R2 cross P2 and so on. Because J is axial vector and the direction of J1, J2 and J3 will be in the same direction. So the angular momentum of the complete body will be J is J1 plus J2 plus J3 and so on plus Jn. We can easily find the unit of J angular momentum. Because of J is m r into p, that's mvr. Unit will be kilogram into meter per second, again into meter. So that will be, its unit will be kilogram into meter square per second. We can easily find the dimensional formula for J. Here J is mvr. So dimensional formula will be m L1 Lt minus 1 and L. So it will be m L2 and T minus 1. Now the relation between angular momentum and moment of inertia. The relation between angular momentum, that's J, and moment of inertia, we know that J vector is R cross P, or we can also write J will be R P and sine of theta n cap, or J will be R into P, that's M, V and R. Because of V is linear velocity, V is related to angular velocity, V is omega and R. So J will be M omega and R square. Here R omega is the angular velocity of the object. If an object is moving about any axis, then the angular velocity of each particle will be same, but the linear velocity will be different due to the different distances of the particle from the axis of rotation. For example, it is any object in position, it is rotating about this axis. If it is displaced, the displaced position, suppose the particle is at this point on this line, this particle is M1 at point A, this particle is M2 at point B. If we displace the object, then suppose the position becomes this one. This particle A will reach at this point A dash and B will reach at point B dash. The angle covered by both the particles will be same and time taken is same, so omega will be same. Omega is theta y t will be equal for each particle, but B will be different because this distance is different. For first particle distance is this one, second particle distance is this one, so V is omega R. R is different, so V will be different. Now we want to find the angular momentum for whole body. So suppose the object is made up of particles having mass m1, m2 and so on, mn. The distances of these particles from the axis of rotation are r1, r2, r3 and so on. Then angular momentum of the particles will be, for m1, j1 will be m1 r1 square omega. For m2, j2 will be m2 r2 square and omega. Similarly for other particles, total momentum will be, total angular momentum, because the direction of j1, j2 will be same, so j will be j1 plus j2 and so on, plus jn, or j will be omega is common, m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus mn and rn square, or we can write j will be omega and sigma mr square. Here sigma mr square is I, moment of inertia of a complete body about the axis of rotation. So we can also write j will be I omega. Omega is the angular velocity of the body, j is angular momentum, I is at moment of inertia of the body, and omega is angular velocity of the object. On next day, first of all we will take the relation between torque and the moment of inertia. After that, the conservation of angular momentum.